It's now time for your favorite in-depth basketball show with the myths, the legends, Nard Dogg and Raindrops. Goulet!
The championship drought is over in Cleveland, and LeBron has finally brought a championship home. The Cleveland Cavaliers are NBA champions. Welcome to another episode of Full Court Press. I am one of your hosts, Justin Raindrops Goulet, joined by none other than the Nard Dogg, David Bernardi. How's it going, sir?
It's going great, as per usual, Mr. Goulet.
Excellent, that's what I like to hear. Now, LeBron James, undisputed, the best basketball player on the planet. What are your thoughts on LeBron's performance in the NBA Finals, Nard Dogg?
I think it was incredible. We saw the best player in the world, the best basketball player in the world, show up and use that motivation of Curry. If everyone's saying Curry's the best, and basically the Cavs go from 3 down in the series, NBA Finals, and win 3 straight. That's never been done before.
No, never been done before. And in Game 7, LeBron, 27 points, 11 assists, 11 rebounds. Over the course of the 7-game series, LeBron averaged 29.7 points per game, 8.9 assists, and 11.3 rebounds. Mind-blowing. You can't argue that LeBron James is the best basketball player in the world. He is. The numbers are there. He's an NBA champion now, 3-time champion, proved all the doubters wrong. Now, sure, LeBron likes to flop like an animal in water. He gets away with a lot of questionable decisions on the court, a lot of questionable moves. Sometimes he gets calls where you think, should he really have gotten that? But he can play the game like nobody else.
You watched those 3 straight games of the Cavs winning from down 3-1, and he was a beast, an absolute tormenting beast.
Listen to this, the last 3 games of the series, LeBron had 41, 41, and 27. Unbelievable.
And he had a triple-double in Game 7. Game freaking 7.
Incredible, and almost a triple-double in Game 6 and Game 5. Unbelievable. LeBron James just proving that he truly is the best player in the world, finally bringing a championship to Cleveland. That championship drought has been taken out in Cleveland. It's over. The city now has a championship to their name. And Steph Curry, what do you think about Steph Curry's performance in the finals? Now, a lot of people are questioning whether or not Steph Curry was actually playing at full health. Do you think he might have been hurt?
I think he for sure was not 100%, but that's not an excuse. If you're going to be the best player in the world, you got to show up when it's Game 7. The NBA Finals, you have to show up for every single game in the NBA Finals. I don't care if you're playing 50%. You have to show that you're the best. Exactly.
League MVP. Now, bringing that up, do you think Steph Curry, when it's all said and done, do you think Steph Curry is a deserving League MVP for the 2015-2016 NBA season, or do you think LeBron should have been season MVP?
I don't know. It's really tough to say because Curry was playing like he was from a different planet. But then for the past 2 years, Curry just hasn't shown up in the NBA Finals. Yeah, the Warriors won last year, but that was all Iguodala and the supporting cast. Curry, he did well, but he was not the Warriors' best player last year, and he was not the Warriors' best player in the NBA Finals this year. I'd say Iguodala or Green was the Warriors' best players in the NBA Finals this year.
And you look at Steph Curry's numbers, NBA Finals, only 22.6 points per game. Conference Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder, he averaged 27.9 points per game. What a difference. Huge difference.
I will say this, though. I think that suspension on Draymond Green in missing out in Game 5, I think that was a turning point.
Oh, big time. And maybe he deserved it, but because it's the NBA Finals, do you think the NBA should have just fined Draymond Green and let him play in Game 5?
I just know if this was the regular season, he wouldn't have gone suspended. And then we look back in the last series when he kicked Steven Adams. He didn't get suspended or anything. I don't know.
Nothing happened. And when we shift over to the NBA Finals, that's when he gets his suspension. A little confusing there. Some questions to be raised for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about how the NBA Finals is rigged for the Cavaliers to come back in the series to force Game 7, all about the ratings and stuff.
We have all these fan theories. There's a lot of talk and rumors that go around. We're not actually working for the NBA, so we don't know what's going on inside the league. We just have to watch, and we get what we see at face value, what we see on our TV screens watching the NBA Finals. We don't know what's really going on in the league. Perhaps there is some questionable play at hand. Who knows?
Yeah, and as I pointed out in the past couple of weeks, how the NBA Finals took 2 weeks plus more to finish off. That should not happen. They should not get that much rest in between games.
No, I think it should go, you have a game, night of rest and practice, and then a game, night of rest, practice, then a game. That should be how the format works.
Yeah. None of that crap where it was you have a game on Thursday and you can't watch another NBA Finals game till Sunday. I don't know. That's just not right.
Yeah, a little ridiculous. Some people are already pegging the Golden State Warriors as the 2017 NBA champions. Do you think it's too early? We just had the NBA Finals.
That's ridiculous because there's still these off-season moves that have to be made. You can't make predictions or anything, the odds or whatever, until October, I'd say.
Exactly. Once the season is about to get underway, once it's about to kick off, you can't really say anything right after we just saw the NBA season come to a close with the Cavaliers winning the championship. It's way too early for that.
What if I'm dreaming right now? I'm having a pipe dream, and LeBron's like, I haven't done it all. What if I just go to Canada and win a championship with the Raptors?
Who knows what could happen? Crazier things have happened. Personally, I would love to see LeBron James in a Raptors uniform, but realistically, I don't think that's going to happen, Nard Dogg.
It's a dream.
We can keep our fingers crossed.
It's a dream. Word Up Magazine. Is that the Biggie song?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm going way off topic here.
Juicy? I like the reference. I appreciate that reference. Now we've got the NBA draft coming up. Looking at off-season moves, that starts off with the NBA draft, and then we go into free agency once that starts up on July 1st on Canada Day. NBA draft. A lot of people are saying Ben Simmons is going number 1 overall, and there have been reports that the Philadelphia 76ers have told Ben Simmons' reps and Ben Simmons himself that he's going to get picked number 1 overall.
Yeah, it's been an obvious thing that was going to happen for a while now. Ben Simmons is probably the most complete player in the draft. He averaged 19 and 11 this year with LSU.
Impressive.
But the Lakers, they have a chance to get Brandon Ingram from Duke, who's also a really solid player. He could actually turn out to be the best player in this draft.
He could be the steal of the draft. Who knows?
And then there's Mr. Buddy Hield, who Oscar Robinson pegged as better than Steph Curry.
Wow. That's high praise right there from one of the game's all-time greats, Big O.
Yeah, so he'll be a top 5 pick. And then we can't forget about Jamal Murray.
Oh, of course
Kentucky,
not.
The Canadian.
Yeah, of course.
I think a lot of Raptors fans would like him to drop to 9th, but that's just not going to happen. That would be beautiful, but it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I highly doubt that's going to happen. Raptors do have the 9th pick. How do you think they're looking going into the NBA draft?
Well, Masai did say today that there's a chance he may actually trade that pick if something great comes along.
You never know. We don't know what's going on inside the mind of Masai Ujiri, but I trust the man.
Here's the thing. If one of those players drops, like one of those projected top 5 picks drops, and Masai sees an opportunity to trade that guy for a solid starter. Who knows? You never know.
Never know what could happen. We'll see what goes down.
But a lot of people are saying that the Raptors might draft Domantas Sabonis, Arvydas Sabonis, the Hall of Famer's son.
Ooh, little family history right there. That'd be something interesting.
Now, he is a forward, but I don't know. I don't know if it could work with Valanciunas. But yeah, you never know.
Never know what could happen. We'll see what goes down on draft night. Now, looking forward towards free agency, it's been announced that Dirk Nowitzki has opted out of his contract with the Dallas Mavericks, and apparently the Golden State Warriors are going to be pursuing Big Dirk. What do you think about that? I personally want Dirk Nowitzki to retire a Dallas Maverick. He's played so many years in the NBA. You might as well just retire as a Dallas Maverick. And he wants to. He said that he wants to retire in Dallas. So I think the Mavericks just go all out and give Dirk whatever he wants and keep him in a Mavericks jersey.
Well, I think the plan is the Warriors are actually they're gonna go all out for Durant. And if that doesn't happen, then I think I can see them going after Dirk. Just saying, he's 38 now, I believe he's 38.
He's pushing 40.
And as we saw this season, he still has a lot of it in the tank.
It's like the Tim Duncan effect.
Yeah, I think Dirk can give a good, solid 2-3 more years, and possibly, I don't know, maybe the Mark Cuban's gonna say, you know what, you've been the best Maverick ever. And I don't know, I wouldn't mind if you just went to the Warriors and won another championship.
You know, that would be good for him, but Dirk has won a championship with the Dallas Mavericks back in 2011 when they beat the Miami Heat. So he doesn't really need another ring.
Yeah, it's not like he's Karl Malone.
No. We all know how that turned out. And Dirk Nowitzki is the greatest Dallas Maverick of all time. I believe that. And I'm sure you agree with me.
Oh, there's Steve Nash, Michael Finley.
That's the big three in Dallas Mavericks history.
Jason Kidd, Rolando Blackman, I think that was his name.
Oh yeah, I remember Rolando Blackman. No, I gotta go with Big Dirk.
Mr. Eric Dampier.
Eric Dampier, of course. JJ Barea.
Wally, or no. I was going to say Wally Zerbiak for a second. Brain freeze right there. Timberwolves.
Josh Howard. Remember Josh Howard?
Yeah, he was. He is actually a decent player, and then injuries caught up.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Say the same thing about Marquise Daniels.
Oh boy, yeah.
We're just rallying off these Dallas Mavericks.
We know our Dallas Mavericks history. Oh, Sean Bradley, of course.
Sean Bradley. I still remember that Keon Clark dunk over him. It was a TNT game on a Thursday night. It was beautiful.
That's wonderful. You know what? We'll wrap up the Maverick talk on Sean Bradley getting posterized by Mr. Keon Clark. So other thoughts about what's going on in the league. Luke Walton is going to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. How do you think he's going to... Personally, I don't think Luke Walton is going to completely turn the Lakers around.
No.
I still don't think they're making the playoffs next year.
Oh, of course not.
But Luke Walton does have a history with the team, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He won those championships with the Lakers.
Yeah.
a huge part of that team.
Of course. Keeping the bench warm. Sorry, Luke. I think Luke Walton will do a decent job as the head coach of the Lakers, and he's grown up in the basketball world. His father, of course, Basketball Hall of Famer Bill Walton.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, they're nowhere near of competing. Even if they get DeRozan, which is most likely not going to happen, he's staying with the Raptors.
Yeah, it'd be pointless if DeRozan. It wouldn't make any sense if DeMar went to Los Angeles. Yeah. I get it. He's from Compton, but he's playing with a contender, and it's so fun. It feels so good to say that, talking about the Raptors when you say contender.
And they got a 9th pick. It's
huge. They went to the conference finals, and they still got the 9th pick. It's fantastic.
Now let's switch over back to the Warriors. And earlier this week, or past couple of days, Dennis Rodman tweeted out saying that the 95-96 Bulls are still the best team ever. And Scottie Pippen as well chimed in saying the exact same thing.
That is a hot topic of discussion. 73-9 the Warriors this season, and that Bulls squad 72-10.
But it's not complete without that championship.
No, it's not. And honestly, because the Warriors lost, I think that Bulls team is a better team than this season's Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. And if we want to go back to those teams' full records, the Bulls were 87-13 that year. And the Warriors this year were 88-18. I don't know.
Differences, right? So yeah. I'd go with the Bulls team.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Warriors, but that 73-9 is a no-no.
Yeah,
it means absolutely nothing.
Nothing without the championship. Fair. I agree with you. It's a good point.
We look back at other sports. The Detroit Red Wings in 95-96 as well. They finished 62-13-7, the best record ever in the NHL. They did not win the Stanley Cup that year. We go back to 2001, the MLB's Seattle Mariners, 116-46. They did not win the World Series that year. And then we look at the New England Patriots in 2007, the 16-0 team. They did not win the Super Bowl that year. They lost to the Giants.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. It's like in basketball, if you block the opposition, if you block the guy that you're guarding, he gets the ball back and puts it in the net. That block means nothing because you didn't get the ball back. So you put up those huge numbers, but you don't deliver at the end of the day in the league finals. It's sure an impressive regular season, but you got to win that championship. You got to go that extra mile to cap it all off.
Yeah. And speaking of blocks, that block LeBron had on Iggy with over a minute left, tied at 89.
Superman.
Thing is, if Iguodala makes that layup, maybe the Warriors win the championship.
Who knows? Alternate universes, alternate endings to the NBA Finals, right?
Like we're going to be talking about that one specific block for years to come, and that Kyrie Irving 3 right over Curry to make it 92-89.
Yeah, it was huge, and I'm happy that I was rooting for the Warriors, but I'm happy that the Cavaliers won because LeBron James gets so much hate. And I do understand. Part of me understands why he gets that hate. And as I said earlier, we saw this throughout the playoffs. He does like to flop. He's done that quite a bit. But I've always been a fan of LeBron. Although I wanted the Warriors to win, I've always been a fan of LeBron James's, and I like Kyrie Irving too. But it's nice that LeBron's kind of silencing the critics with this championship victory.
Yeah, so many haters he's silenced, and like Stephen A. Smith. Do we even need to bring him up?
Should we? Stephen A. Smith is 0-6. The last 6 years, he has incorrectly predicted the NBA champions for that season.
Such great basketball knowledge there.
It's wonderful, right?
and thing is, in this playoff specifically, like he just kept on giving out these predictions. Even the NBA Finals, he'd be saying, "Oh, the Warriors are gonna win it all," and then he's like, "Oh, the Cavs are gonna win it all." He's just ridiculous. He doesn't know.
And honestly, I thought that the Warriors were gonna win the NBA championship. I thought that they had it locked in. They were up 3-1.
Everyone thought that after that second game, they were up 2-0. Both games were blowouts. And then we see the Cavs do the exact same thing Game 3, blow them out. But then Warriors win that Game 4. But then, yeah, it just changed after that.
And Game 4 was close, 108-97, very close game. And then Cleveland just turned things around, really picked it up.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson said after they won, he said, after the Warriors took a 2-game lead, 2-0, LeBron huddled with his team and said, "We're winning this championship. I don't care what anyone says. We're winning this championship." And I think the whole Cavs organization, they took that as motivation, and they won. And isn't it awesome that the Raptors they won 2 out of the 5 games that the Cavs lost in the playoffs?
That's amazing. And that makes me so proud of the Toronto Raptors organization. That's huge. That's something that you could hold on to. The season, as we've discussed before, the season was a success for the Toronto Raptors. Although they didn't win a championship, and like Kyle Lowry said, once the season is done, they still have a lot to do. Overall, the season was a success for the Toronto Raptors.
Now, are the Raptors on the same level as the Cavs, Warriors, Spurs, and even Thunder? I wouldn't say so yet.
Not yet, but they can be.
That's what the off-season's for, to improve.
Exactly. They aren't at that level yet, but they certainly can be.
They've shown that they're at least 1 or 2 pieces away from doing what the Cavs and Warriors and Spurs do.
It's going to be beautiful, and I have a very strong feeling that in our lifetime, we're going to see the Toronto Raptors as NBA champions.
Yeah, I think that window right now is the next few years because look at the Cavs won the championship. They're in the Eastern Conference. That gives every team in the East motivation there.
It certainly does give a lot of hope to teams in the Eastern Conference because as we've seen in the past, it's usually the Western Conference that dominates, whether it be the Golden State Warriors or San Antonio Spurs. It's nice to see the Eastern Conference rise above, and it gives hope to those teams in the Eastern Conference, especially the Toronto Raptors.
And I hate to say this for Raptors fans, but the Celtics, they're one really good player away from maybe dethroning the Raptors as the best team in the Atlantic Division.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? The Boston Celtics are the Celtics are definitely the Raptors' biggest competition in the Atlantic Division because the Knicks are a write-off. 76ers, if they get Ben Simmons, that's going to help, but they're still a while away from getting there. And the Brooklyn Nets, the Brooklyn Nets are the Brooklyn Nets. So,
yeah. Did you see the Kevin Love celebration, Austin 360?
I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring up King James's Ultimate Warrior T-shirt. We're both wrestling fans here on Full Court Press.
I believe LeBron James came off the plane and he was wearing the Warrior jersey or shirt.
He's wearing the Ultimate Warrior T-shirt when the Cavaliers came off the plane when they landed back in Ohio.
You know that's exactly a shot at the Warriors, right?
Oh, of course it is. Ultimate Warrior. He's the Ultimate Warrior. And, maybe that's kind of a troll-like move, but I laughed.
It's fun.
I laughed. And hey, they won the NBA championship. And the players showed respect towards each other at the end of the game. But hey, you know what? You won the league championship. You can gloat about it. Be proud about it.
And a nice touching thing I saw was after they won, J.R. Smith was at the podium, and he was bawling his eyes out. He was just talking about how his parents and his dad. They won on Father's Day.
They did, yeah.
He was just giving all the credit to his father. Like how J.R. Smith has been he's been through so much stuff. A lot of people have talked negative about him. We've seen in his NBA career. It's just a lot of negative stuff has happened to J.R. Smith.
Yeah, he's been through a lot.
He finally got that championship. And what I loved was when they were doing that. When he was talking, they would they'd go on camera to his dad, showing him just how proud he was of his son. It was pretty cool to see.
Beautiful moment for sure.
And that's what sports is all about.
Yeah, sports is about creating those amazing life-lasting memories, those moments that you look back on and you just smile and you say, wow, that was amazing. And I think the Cleveland Cavaliers, you look back on this performance and for years to come, basketball fans were going to be like, wow, that was an incredible showing from the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were down 3-1 and they came back and won the NBA championship. You can badmouth the team. You could badmouth LeBron as much as you want, but at the end of the day, they came back and proved that they were the better team.
And just the shout out to the Cavs fans and Cleveland fans all around, finally getting that championship after all those years.
Yeah, what was it, like a 40-year drought in the city?
I think it was 1964 when the Cleveland Browns won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so over 50 years then.
Yeah.
A 52-year drought in the city of Cleveland for sports in Cleveland, and the Cavaliers finally did it. LeBron James finally did it. He was able to bring a championship to the land.
Yeah, and Jim Brown, the Cleveland Browns legend who won that Super Bowl, is saying that LeBron James should get a statue of himself outside the Cavaliers stadium.
Honestly, once LeBron James retires, possibly a couple of years after he retires, Michael Jordan's got a statue in Chicago. Give LeBron a statue. I don't see anything really wrong with that. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, for sure, you have to do that.
Yes.
Yes, he left to go to Miami, and that decision was pretty ridiculous, that whole televised thing. But here's the thing. LeBron came back to Cleveland to come back and win a championship. That was his main goal. It only took him 2 seasons to do that.
And he did it. Yeah, he did it. He brought a championship to Cleveland like he said he wanted to do, which is quite impressive.
This man has been to 6 straight NBA Finals. 6 straight. You're not going to win all of them. But he's won, 3 of them?
Yeah, 3 out of the 6 now.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's nothing to sneeze at. And LeBron James, first ballot Hall of Famer, give him a statue in Cleveland when it's all said and done.
And I think he's solidified his legacy. And if he wins another championship, then you put him in that Jordan category as the best ever.
I think you look at the top 10, possibly top 5 players of all time, LeBron James is in that for sure. Top 10 for sure. Would you put it? My personal top 5, just of, since I was born and what I've been able to watch is like what players I've been able to see play. I put LeBron James in my top 5.
Yeah. It's just like you get the Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't know. It's Larry Bird. There's so many. But
Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
LeBron James. You throw LeBron James into that category. Right now, he's the best basketball player out there, and he's one of the greatest of all time in NBA history, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and the thing is, he's not done. It just seems like he has so many more years left.
No, he's not done at all. LeBron James, he's turning 32 this year in December. He's only turning 32. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if LeBron James has another 10 years left in him.
He's an absolute athletic freak.
He really is.
Freak of nature.
6'8", 250 pounds. Unreal.
He's going to break a lot of records.
Yeah, big time.
I think he could possibly actually get more than 81 points, more than Kobe, but he's just too much of a triple threat, triple-double kind of guy.
He really is, as we saw in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, and throughout the playoffs, pretty much.
Big time.
Didn't he close off the Raptors with a triple-double?
Close. He had in the final game against the Raptors, LeBron had 33 points, 6 assists, and 11 rebounds.
Yeah, but he had a couple triple-doubles.
He had 1 triple-double in the series against the Raptors. In Game 2, he had 23 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds.
What a guy.
I know. What an absolute dominant performance in this NBA postseason from LeBron James. No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Nard Dogg, anything else? Any other thoughts about the goings-on in the world of basketball?
Nothing really. We got the NBA draft, which is always exciting. And then we got the qualifiers for the Olympics coming up soon. Maybe Canada could pull it off.
Who knows? What do you think of Team Canada's roster this possibly going into the Olympics this summer?
What really peeved me was a guy, Nick Stauskas. This guy hasn't really done much in the NBA, if anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he's going to try to train harder to get better and work out a lot. But I think this is like a 1-month commitment to Canada. Get them in the Olympics. Show the world show the NBA, show the Sixers that you're still a talented player. You can still play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And he's deciding not to play. I don't understand that.
And the Olympics are such great training ground.
Yeah.
If he wants to work on his game, play in the Olympics.
Yeah. It's not like you're playing against bad competition.
No, he's playing in the Olympics. You're playing against some of the world's best.
And kudos to Corey Joseph for playing for Canada.
Yeah, because look at Corey Joseph versus someone like Nick Stauskas. Corey Joseph played a lot more games this season than Nick Stauskas, right?
Oh, obviously. Tyler Ennis, he's also playing. And he's a guy that Stauskas should learn from. He's trying to prove that he belongs in the NBA, so I don't know. I don't understand Stauskas. I don't understand Dwight Powell not playing. Anthony Bennett's going to be on the team, though. That's interesting.
That's good. Yeah, see what he's got. What about is Wiggins playing for Team Canada? No.
He's also a guy who I don't understand not playing for them.
I keep my fingers crossed for Team Canada. I'd like to see our national team in the Olympics. That would be something great to see. I was looking up the roster for... This is a fun little tidbit. I was looking up the roster for Team Canada's, the women's national soccer team, and one of their players, Diana Matheson. She's from Oakville. She's from the homeland.
Yeah, she's awesome. She scored the game-winning goal in the semifinals of the last Olympics?
Yeah.
Something
Very
like
nice.
that.
Very nice. Well, no matter what the sport, I like to support our country. I like to support Canada when it comes to the Olympics, no matter what the sport is. Now, before we wrap things up, one other player that's... we talked about Dirk Nowitzki opting out of his contract with the Mavericks. Another player that's opted out and is going to be exploring free agency again is Mr. Dwight Howard. Our old friend Dwight Howard.
Yes, interesting. He's actually turning down $23.2 million that he'd make this year just because he doesn't want to. It seems like he doesn't want to be at the Rockets anymore. That's what the feeling's been like for a while now.
Yeah, seems like it. Where do you think Dwight Howard's going to end up? Who do you think wants Dwight Howard?
Who wants Dwight Howard? That's a really tough question.
Right?
I don't know. Maybe the Mavericks. Maybe the Mavericks will try to get him.
Yeah, go to Dallas, and if Dirk were to leave, or would you like to see Dirk play with Dwight Howard?
I think that would be interesting. And listen, they did make the playoffs, so adding Dwight Howard, that's still a decent option. But I don't know. Maybe Dwight Howard goes to the Knicks.
Oh boy. Personally, I would rather stay in Houston, Texas, playing with James Harden and the Rockets than go to New York and play with the Knicks. Although the Knicks do get to play at Madison Square Garden, and that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Or who knows? Maybe Dwight Howard shocks everyone and re-signs with the Orlando Magic.
Goes back. He pulls a LeBron. Goes back to where he came from. Hey, well, his best years, Dwight Howard's best years were with Orlando. So, and that seems like it was ages ago.
Yeah, it does.
I barely remember that.
I have a feeling that the Magic are going to go after our boy Bismack Biyombo.
You think do you think Biyombo's staying in Toronto?
No, I was actually thinking about this. I think a great fit for Biyombo would be the Warriors.
I could see it. I could definitely see that.
See, they got Bogut, who's going to be a free agent, and Iguodala and Barnes. Actually, I want to talk about Barnes. I love the guy.
I know you do.
But he basically I think he possibly screwed himself out of a max contract or close to a max contract in these NBA Finals.
Yeah, you think so?
When he's putting up 0 points, nah, that's a no-no.
Yeah, a player of his caliber too.
And he's a guy that the Warriors needed to step up to win this championship and did not deliver.
He did not at all, unfortunately so.
But yeah, we shall see in the next month.
Yeah, once July 1st comes around and the free agents go out and teams get to play, it's going to be the lottery for Kevin Durant. That's probably the biggest name on the market. Dirk, Dwight Howard.
Basketball never stops.
Basketball never stops. Who knows what'll happen? Well, Nard Dogg, if anybody wants to chat about basketball with you on the social medias, as always, where can they find you?
You can always find me on the Twitter at DavidBernardi7.
Right on, and you can find me at JustinGoulet21. It's the same on Instagram as well. Is it the same for you, Nard Dogg?
Of course it is.
David Bernardi7. Right on. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this episode of Full Court Press. Thanks, as always, for tuning in to FCP. I am Justin Raindrops Goulet.
And I am the Nard Dogg, David Bernardi.
Once again, congratulations to LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, and the Cleveland Cavaliers and the city of Cleveland for winning a championship. Big kudos to the Cavaliers.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will catch you next episode.
Cheers.
You've just been hit with Full Court Press. Courtesy of the men, the myths, the legends, Nard Dogg and Raindrops Goulet.